Hello, Getting Legends. I am Club by the host of the Club of Sports. We're coming to you live right here in Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County area. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you guys about the fact that the Knicks have lost their playoff game to the Hawks last night, and I am not too pleased about it. That's all when Trae Young hit a game-winning shot, silencing Knicks fans. Not too pleased about that. I have a little message for Trae Young, by the way. Tell you guys about the fact that the Grizz have taking game one, defeating the Jazz 120-109. Donovan Mitchell sitting out due to an ankle injury, and he wasn't able to play in the playoff game last night. Aaron Rodgers not OTS, but he was in Hawaii, and I'll tell you what he did there. Jordan Yamamoto says that Mets fans were harassing his wife for no apparent reason after the Mets lost 5-1. Malik Beasley apologized to his wife and his kid Makai. I'll get you guys to that for sure. G-Men and Jets are going to have a full capacity of fans back. Tell you about the fact that 20 runners were deceased in China during a hailstorm. In China, by the way, freezing cold hailstorm, by the way. Cincy Bearcats soccer player by the name of Ali Sidioski, she has been deceased after drowning. And Keith Appling was arrested due to following from a fatal shooting of a 6-year-old individual, 6-year-old man, by the way. And that will be all. And also the 2021 Billboard and Music Awards results. And also Julio Jones saying he's not going to be the Falcons anymore. That's something, and I'll tell you where he could wind up at, by the way. All right, so first is where the Knicks have lost to the Hawks 107-105. Trae Young scored 32 points. He had 7 rebounds. He had 10 assists. And he even had he sounds the crowd with the game-winning shot, by the way. He says next one there. You had also Lil Cambo X says, yo, then ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just giving some tips. That's all I'm doing. Just giving some answers and quotes. Also, guys, Bogdan Bogdanovic, he scored 18 points, had 4 rebounds, 2 assists and steals. Lou Williams Lemon Pepper Lou scored 13 points and 2 rebounds. John Collins scored 12 points, 7 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks. Orange Julius Randle scored 15 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. RJ Barrett had scored 14 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist. D Rose scored 17 points, 5 rebounds, and assists, 1 steal and a block. And Alec Burks scored 27 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Let me tell you right now, the Knicks, they had such a good, it wasn't a good night for them. It really was not, especially with Orange Julius Randle. Now the Knicks, they're arguably one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, which they are. Last night was not their night. Orange Julius Randle did not show up. Orange Julius Randle's going to make up for this loss. The Knicks cannot be 0-2. They cannot. Because the Knicks, they need to tie this series by Wednesday night. The Knicks are going to make good on their behalf, Tibbs' behalf, and I was in disarray. I thought the Knicks were going to win this one. They didn't. So the Knicks tie the series. Orange Julius Randle's going to make up from this loss. He's going to play a whole lot better. He's MVP material. And he's still the GOAT. But would I really want to put him there? I would. I'd say Orange Julius Randle is one of the many GOATs in NBA history and all sports history, which he is. And he's shown that. I mean, he's a soon-to-be MVP. He's MVP material. We all know. I know that for sure, for a fact. I know for sure. What happened to him last night, I mean, this is his first playoff game with the Knicks, by the way. They just didn't show up. He didn't have a good time though. The Knicks come Wednesday night. They need to show up, secure, and play defense on Ice Trae Young. Put some more points in the paint. Neutralize the Hawks' offense and defense, which they must, by the way. Neutralize Ice Trae Young. And once they do that, they can win that game and put some more points in the paint. What they need. Play full defense. Defense wins games and it wins titles. So the Knicks need to. This is not over. It was just one game. Just one game. Just one game, right? That's all it was. Just one game. I assure you, the Knicks will come back from this humiliating loss. I mean, it's only by 2 points. Clearly, it's only by 2 points. It's not over yet. The series is not yet over, but the Knicks will come back. I can tell you that right now. The Knicks will be better. The Knicks are going to do better, and they will win. They will tie the series by Wednesday night, Game 2. The Knicks better show up. They better be ready. They better win that series, taking out Ice Trae Young, John Collins, and all the. That's what they need to do. So the Knicks, amp it up, step it up. D Rose, R.J. Barrett, Orange Julius Randle, Emmanuel Quinley, Alec Burks, Obi Toppin, Nerlens Noel. You got Kevin Knox. Step it up, Knicks. Step it up. I am begging you to step it up. I'm pleading you guys to step it up. I'm pleading the Knicks to step it up here. I am pleading them to win that series. If they win that series, the Knicks win that series, they get the win of the Wiz against the Sixers. So Knicks, please tie the series. Tie the series, for goodness sakes. Please do so. And I'll be pleased if you do. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Knicks, tie the series. I'm counting you, Knicks. Ice Trae Young. You made it sound to that crowd. And then, you know what they said to you? F you, Trae Young. That's what they said. So, F you, Trae Young. Ice Trae Young, you're going to have hell to pay come Wednesday night. You will. Rodgers has a better game in Game 2. And in the next, they will torment you ways you can describe. Ice Trae, you may send direct messages to the Knicks and Knicks fans, but not Wednesday night. You won't. You're not gonna do the same thing Wednesday night. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be a difference maker for Wednesday night. The Knicks will plot their revenge. I tell you that right now, which they must. If they don't do so, it's not good. I will literally lose it. I'm not upset. I'm not upset though. It's not over yet. But I'll be more upset if the Knicks are 0-4. But the Knicks are gonna win that series. Which they will. I mean, look, the Knicks, they're going to dominate the series anyway. It's not over yet. So the Knicks will come back. They will get their revenge. That's all they're going to do for now. Now moving on to the Grizz versus the Jazz, where the Grizz defeated the Jazz 112-109 without Donovan Mitchell, who's dealing with a ankle injury, by the way, and couldn't play last night. Now Dillon Brooks scored 31 points, had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, steals, and blocks. John Morant scored 26 points, 4 rebounds and assists, 1 steal. Jonas Valanciunas scored 15 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. Kyle Anderson has scored 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 steals. You got Bojan Bogdanovic scored 29 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Mike Conley scored 22 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 blocks. You have Rudy Gobert scored 11 points, 15 rebounds, or 5 rebounds and 3 blocks. You had Jordan Clarkson scoring 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and blocks. So, Grizz, they're looking pretty good so far. Jazz, I mean, sure, they're one of the top teams in the Wild West, but without Donovan Mitchell, they may not win that series. So, if you're a Jazz fan, you gotta be very worried right now, and it's not looking good. I can tell you that right now. Donovan Mitchell was told to sit himself down because he's had an ankle injury and he couldn't play in the playoffs. So if you're a Jazz fan right now, you gotta be really upset. And the Jazz may no longer be favorites to win that series, and they're not gonna be winning the NBA Finals either. I'll tell you that right now. So the Jazz, they're not going to go further. They won't go further. I don't know how they're going to recover from that loss. So if Donovan Mitchell does not come back, then there's a chance that the Jazz are going to be facing elimination. So that's not going to look good in there. So someone's got to step it up, whether it's going to be Rudy Gobert, Jordan Clarkson. Someone's got to step it up. So that's all I'm going to say on there, everybody. And that's all you got to know. So that could be a wipeout for the Jazz. Not looking good there. And if they can come back, then they'll avoid us and they'll take it to game 7. So I'm almost saying that, everybody. Also, another news. Malik Beasley apologized to his wife, Montana Yao, and their son, their kiddo, Makai, after ditching them while having a Larsa Pippen fling, by the way. Now, in late 2020, late last year, Montana Yao divorced herself from Malik Beasley, by the way, and Montana Yao may have custody over the kid Makai. And even though Malik Beasley is going to do 9 days in jail for an incident they got into, well, Malik Beasley's in a lot more trouble now. So the question is Montana Yao going to buy into Malik Beasley's apology? Now, they are married, by the way, but clearly not looking for Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley nothing but a choo-choo pumpkin eater, and he knows better. He bent the rules. He made some little piece of trash, and that's all there is I got to say on there, buddy. So clearly he knows better than that. That's all you need to know on that. So he knows better. He knows better. He should have never done it. So he'll grant it. Others don't get into, by the way, Aaron Rodgers resigned at OTAs. But you want to know where it was at? Hawaii. Singing and dancing. With artist Akani and all the other guys out there. But clearly, does Aaron Rodgers have a talent for singing and dancing? Let me ask you this. You think Aaron Rodgers will retire from and host Jeopardy long term, or would he be intending to use a guitar, singing and dancing? What do you think? What do you guys think? Now, even though Aaron Rodgers is gonna, he does. The real question you gotta ask yourselves is he in pursuit of either going to host Jeopardy long term, because they did good the first time last month, or is going to consider singing and dancing for sure? Let me know in the comment section about that. I will definitely address it because it showed. I saw TMZ Sports, guys. Check it out, everybody. Now, he was on vacation in Hawaii with his fiancée, Shailene Woodley, and then with the artists, Akani, and others out there. So, let me know what your thoughts and comments, reactions are. I will definitely address sponsor everybody. That's all the news you need to know, everybody. So, congrats to Aaron Rodgers on that. That's the best news yet there. Others on against, by the way, Julio Jones isn't returning to the Falcons anymore. Because, honestly, this is a call Shannon Sharp, sort of got on the phone on FS1, and he sort of, Julio Jones put the phone and says to Shannon Sharp, I want out of the Falcons. I'm not returning to the Falcons anymore. I want to help. I want to get to a team that's going to allow me to get a playoff game, nor get back to a Super Bowl, which I must, by the way. So really, let me ask you this: where's Julio Jones going to wind up at? Could it be the G-Man? Could it be Eagles? I guess. Could it be Washington? Could it be, we'll say Jets? I guess. Dolphins, Chiefs Kingdom, Pats. Who is in pursuit of Julio Jones, or who is Julio Jones? Which team is in pursuit of which team, or which team is Julio Jones' pursuit of? So let me know in the comments about that, everybody. I'll definitely address response to that. That is all the news you need to know on that. So Julio Jones, he's not coming back to the Falcons no more. That's that for him. So that's it. Falcons aren't doing so well either. I'll tell you that much. Another zone we get into, by the way. 21 runners were deceased after getting trapped in a freezing cold hailstorm, by the way, in China. This is all during the Huanghe Shailin Mountain Marathon, by the way. 8 runners were hospitalized. Now, one dead runner was Liang Jing, by the way. He was on top ultra marathon runners, ladies and gentlemen. And Huang Guanzhun won the 2019 National Paralympic China Games. So this is really awful news. Those prayers go to those runners, their family members, their fans, their viewers, all the subscribers. There's some horrific accident, and it's just really awful news there. So keep them in your prayers, around. Please be sure you do so. And that's all the news you gotta know on that. I was going to get into, by the way, Cincy Bearcats second player by name of Ali Sidiowski was deceased after drowning. By the way, in East Fort Lake in Ohio, she was on a boat. By the way, she couldn't get out of the water, and she didn't have a life jacket on her. But that's surprise going to Cincy Bearcats soccer, all their family members, all their fans, all their viewers, all subscribers of the drowning of this drowning death toll of Ali Sidiowski. She was 21. So thoughts prayers out to her family members, all of her fans, all his viewers, all this horrific tragedy that happened, and that's all the years you gotta know on that. So real sad to hear on that note. So please know. Also, there's another news I want to get into, by the way, that G-Men and Jets, they're gonna have full capacity by 2021 NFL season. They're gonna allow fans to come back, and they miss them a lot. They may have a vaccinated section where fans can get to unless they're vaccinated. If they're not vaccinated fans, they still got to wear a mask. So that's all the news you need to know on that, everybody, on that note. So number 2 on that. That's all I'm going to send everybody. Other news I want to get into, by the way, the 2021 Billboard and Music Awards. I'll tell you who won. The new artist was The Weeknd. R&B artist was The Weeknd. Radio songs artist was The Weeknd. Hot 100 artist was The Weeknd. R&B artist, The Weeknd. R&B male artist, Weeknd. You also had So he won some awards for that. You had a new artist, rap artist, rap artist and male artist, Pop Smoke. Female artist was Taylor Swift. And Billboard 200 artist was Taylor Swift as well. Duo and group was BTS. Streaming songs artist was Drizzy Drake. Song sales artist and social artist was BTS. You also had R&B female artist was Doja Cat. You also had R&B rap female artist was Megan Thee Stallion. Country artist and country male artist was Morgan Wallen. Female country artist was Gabby Barrett. Country duo and group was Florida Georgia Line. Rock artist was MGK. Latin artist and Latin male artist was Bad Bunny. Latin female artist was Karol G. Latin duo and group was Eslaban Armado. Dance electronic artist was Lady Gaga. Christian artist was Elevation Worship. Gospel artist was Yeezy. Billboard 200 album was Late Great Pop Smoke. Shoot for the Stars. A for the Moon. R&B album was The Weeknd. After Hours. You got top dance electronic songs. Saint John. Roses. I Am Back. Remix. The Christian songs Elevation Worship featuring Brandon Lake. You got Graves. Into Gardens. Gospel song was Yeezy featuring Travis Scott. Wash Us in the Blood. You also had rap album Pop Smoke, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. And you also had country album Morgan Wallen, Dangerous Double album. Rock album was MGK, Tickets to My Downfall. Latin album was Bad Bunny, YHL QMDLG. Dance electronic album was Lady Gaga, Chromatica. Christian album was Carrie Underwood, My Gift. Top gospel album was Maverick City Music. Maverick City Volume 3, Part 1. 100 song by Rockstar was The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. And radio song as well. Also, streaming song was The Baby, featuring Roddy Ricch, Rockstar. And you also had selling song was BTS Dynamite. Collab was Gabby Barrett and Charlie Puth. I Hope. R&B song was the Weekend Blinding Lights. You also got rap song The Baby featuring Roddy Ricch, Rockstar. Country song was Gabby Barrett, I Hope. Rock song was AJR, Brains. Then you got Burst Me Bang, I guess. Latin songs Bad Bunny, The Kitty. So that is all the news. Those are your country. Those are your 2021 Billboard and music awards results, everybody. That's all the news you gotta know on that, and that's pretty much the best news you need to know yet, everybody. That's all the news you gotta know on that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that would do right there for the Clubhouse Sportswear. Please be sure you always like to tune in, like, subscribe to the Clubhouse Sportswear, both YouTube channel and Facebook page, by any and all means necessary. Be sure to send me your comments, tweets, your thoughts and reactions of the Knicks, getting their first loss to the Hawks in the playoff run last night. You think the Knicks are going to come back? I hope they do. I hope they do. The Knicks will come back. So please let me know in the comments about that. How you feel about them. I'll address the sponsors, everybody, on that note. That's all the news you need to know on that. If the Knicks will come back, I hope they do, everybody. And that's all I got to say on that, everybody. And I want them to tie the series too as well. That's all I got to do on that. Your thoughts exactly, relations on the Grizz defeating the Jazz without Donovan Mitchell, who's still dealing with the ankle injury, by the way, couldn't play in the playoffs. Let me know what your actual thoughts about that are. I'll definitely adjust sponsor for sure. That's all the news you got to know on that. What are your thoughts on the 2021 Billboard and Music Awards last night? Let me know what comes about that. I'll definitely adjust my sure, everybody. You think that Montana Young, who's Malik Beast's wife, by the way, even though you think Montana Young bought Malik Beast's apology after ditching her and her kid for having a little fling, for being a no-show, have a little fling with Larsa Pippen. So what are your thoughts about that? We're because we waiting, even though let's see. Oh yes, even though Malik Beast is gonna do 9 days in jail for an incident he got into. Let me know what comes about that. I'll just ensure. But also this, so guys, Keith Appling was arrested and charged for a fatal shooting of a 66-year-old man, by the way, this past week. Troopers have recovered a handgun, by the way, a firearm, by the way. And that is all the news you need to know on that. Now, Keith Appling was a former Michigan State b-ball player, and he's still facing charges from the fatal shooting that happened in Detroit. So he's done for. That's it for him. And if he's convicted of these charges, he could be facing time behind bars. And that's all the news you need to know on that, everybody. So he's done for on that. Thoughts about that? That's all the news you need to know on that. Your thoughts exactly on, let's see. Your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers not at OTAs, and he was singing dancing in Hawaii, by the way. So your thoughts about that? If this guy career in dancing or a career in Jeopardy, he did good in Jeopardy last time. But he should do it more often, something long term. So thoughts about that, everybody? Your thoughts exactly on the G-Man and Jets having a full capacity of fans for 2020 NFL season? Thoughts about that? I'll just want to share, everybody. Also, same thoughts spreads out to the 21 runners who were deceased in the hailstorm in China. So same thoughts spreads out to them, their families, and their fans of the horrific tragedy. So thoughts about that, everybody? I'll just want to share. That's all you need to know on that. Your thoughts exactly on your same thoughts spreads out to Ali Sidiyaski's family members and her fans of this horrific tragedy, of the horrific drowning accident she got into. So same thoughts spreads out to them. Awful news there. Also, I want to send birthday wishes out to forgot this. Mei Ling Jingju of King of Fighters, Lode Ran of Twinkle Star Sprites. Send birthday wishes out to John C. Riley, Patty LaBelle, Priscilla Presley, Kristen Scott, Thomas, Big Time G-Eazy, Brienne, Howie, T-Mac, Joey Logano, Melly Stanley, Bartolo Colon, Late Great Heavy D, Joe Joyner, Nelson Aguilar, Allegra Cole, and Juicy M. Some of your birthday wishes, shall sweet somebody. That's going to do just for now. That's all I'm going to say in there, everybody. That's all the news you got knowing that. So, some of your birthday wishes, shall tweet everybody. All you got to do, that's all I'm saying. Well, because we wait for Keith Appling after he was arrested for the fatal shooting of a 66-year-old man, by the way. So, we're because we're waiting him. Your thoughts on Jordan Yamamoto saying that Mets fans were harassing his wife, by the way. And it's and please him to stop, by the way, as well, to cut it out. Also, his Mets lost to the Marlins 5-1. Yamamoto, he had a bit of a bad shoulder. Last 6 hits, he had 2 walks and 5 runs in the fourth inning. it resulted in a shoulder injury as well. So what are your thoughts about that? Your thoughts on Julio Jones out of the Falcons? What are your thoughts about that? I'll just not sure, but that's all the news you got to know on that. That's all I got to say on that, everybody. I'm back from breaking news. Sometimes I love updates about joins a whole lot more than close sports. I think sports today, everything's like I said. Take care, you guys. You guys have a good evening. Please stay with that. Bye bye.